extroverted sensing don't. None of these is always true of every single person, but quite often there's some validity to it. Introverted sensing is slow because introverted sensing has to go back in time through all the records of memory to verify something. So it takes a while. So I'm going to show you now. You can look at just this picture. You can almost tell so much from just the still image, can't you? I mean, you can almost see her type right there, wearing a white sort of lab coat looking thing. Something about the eyes. So now listen to what she says, and I'm going to let you tell me what elements of introverted sensation you see. Let's see.
Things that they find interesting. They're usually, they usually like being pretty punctual for the most part. Okay, so our type, how other types can perceive us is you just give me an impression of being aloof or cold. We're usually not that emotionally warm because we'll get like super tired from people and our energy will go down. That's at least for me. Like, yeah, it happens a lot. We like step-by-step approaches. We don't like people throwing things at us and just being like, figure it out. We like taking things one step at a time, and it has to be shown to work, a procedure. It can't just be like, oh, try out a new procedure. No, it's like, we need to know that this has worked before and that it can work. What else? We get easily frustrated by inconsistencies in others.
Okay. Yeah.
One concern, though, is that she's telling us about a type rather than simply revealing her own type preferences in communication. And that's something which I slightly worry about.
Okay, what does you worry about that?
Well, because I think that she already has an opinion. She is this type, that she's going to tell you what is this type. And as a result, it's not organically coming out in the flow of conversation.
But I think the point of what Carol's trying to do is not so much listening to what she's saying, but it's things about the body language, the prosody of what she's saying, rather than that content. And I think that's one of the things that's really important when you're doing group facilitations, is to talk about how it was done, not just what was done. And
She is inadvertently revealing so much about.
And I wonder if she wouldn't naturally want to do that, but that gives her a vehicle. You know, it gives her, like this last group that we talked about, that gives them a vehicle to represent themselves, and it protects the self then. Because she can use the terminology. I wonder.
So one of the reasons I like to use young people is because they are in this time of exploring their personalities. And they haven't yet lost excesses of their time. They're actually enjoying excesses of their. So what do you see in her? Yeah,
I love her eyes in this, because it's like she's looking inside.
Yeah.
She's really not looking at the camera even. She's sort of glazing at the camera, but her gaze is internal.
Yes.
And it's lovely, and she might be reading some of those bits where we like this and that, or we do these things, but there's a way that she's kind of examining and reliving her own experiences with those to verify, validate that yes, that's true for me also.
Right.
And I think her eye movement and her pause of how she speaks defines the step-by-step process.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. She is very step-by-step procedural. Yeah, do you want to add
Well,
something?
one thing I'll say is that there's a clear lack of emotional affect.
Yeah.
She draws attention to it, but she's also showing it as well as telling us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly, like if I hadn't been listening to the content of what she was saying and talking about like her talking about being comfortable, etc., I think I would have guessed there was a TI dominant thing though. Almost because of the lack of like eye contact and almost like
Not random enough.
no.
There is a difference. There is a difference. I will play some TI dominance, and I think you will see the difference. But you're right. There is that flat affect.
But to clarify too, this is them speaking into the computer, not to a person, right?
What?
This I just want to clarify.
I assume she's speaking into the computer. You know, some of the videos that I use, they're talking to another person, but usually they're making a selfie, talking about themselves.
You're not seeing any gestures at
Yeah.
all, are you?
Right.
You expect to see something move somewhere, but it's all sort of self-contained.
Right.
Even her hair is quite perfectly, you know.
But when she moved her hair, I mean, that was the image.
And very deliberate.
Yeah.
So, these are the things that I look for there, that I see. Now, after I show a documentary video, I always show a fiction video. I hope nobody is insulted in here. I find that the documentary videos will actually put students to sleep because it's so much work focusing on them. Whereas film fiction shows you excesses of personalities in a kind of amusing way. And sometimes it's a little easier to remember it. And I will say, the one I have on ENFP, my type is, you know, not particularly flattering, but a lot of fun. And I think the gift that you gave us is that we get to see ourselves as other people see us. And this is one way we can use this. So this is from Accidental Tourist, based on a book by Ann Tyler. And I'll see what you think of this.
Things that they find.
There. Oh. That's so classic. He's going, but he's so still, I didn't notice it.
Making Leary. You a Baltimore man? Yes, me too. Greatest city on the earth. One of these seats is not really enough for me. The stupid thing is, I travel for a living. I demonstrate software to computer stores. What do you do, Mr. Leary?
I write travel guidebooks.
Is that so? What kind?
Well, guides for businessmen. People just like you, I guess.
Accidental tourist.
I guess.
Really? And look at this. Gray suit, just what you recommend. Appropriate for all occasions. See my luggage? Carry-on. Change of underwear, clean shirt, packet of detergent powder.
Oh, good.
You're my hero. You've improved my trips 100%. I tell my wife, going with the accidental tourist is like going in a cocoon.
Well, this is very nice to hear.
Times I've flown clear to Oregon and hardly knew I left Baltimore.
Excellent.
I see you have your book for protection now. Didn't work with me though, did it?
Look at that expression.
his such his like low, like that's really great.
Monotone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Jung says that introverted sensing moderates everything. If something is too high, they lower it. If it's too low, they bring it up. So Jung says this type has moderation to excess, which sounds like an oxymoron, but somehow all of the functions can be brought to excess. All of the attributes can be brought